So I just wanted to make this video for you in the future, Johnny, or anyone who wants to see this, and this may help. You can do the things that you want to do. And what I mean by that is, just because you've been doing other things doesn't mean you can't do a new thing. So whatever it is you want to do, start doing it. And I'll give you something that I just figured out, just kind of discovered. A way to explain this and visualize this. Before, if you had an obstacle to doing something, it seems like you can do two things. You can back off from the obstacle, give up, rest even, not necessarily give up, but just rest. Or you can muster up all of your fire and your vitality and your will to just do it anyways. Because you know it's good for you. So you're making yourself do it in a very focused, do this thing. Just do it. No think, no speak, just do. And recently I've stumbled on this third option. And the third option is kind of, this will kind of jam for a little bit. So funny. The third option, it's like all I want to do is dance now.
Don't fight it.
So funny. Maybe I'll keep dancing. I don't know if y'all can hear the music. So, the third option to combat this kind of almost resistance or fear and going and doing the things that you want to do because you know that there's great value to you doing them is feel where in your body it feels like you can't. Like for me, a lot of it is in my heart, ribs area, on the left side of my body. And I'll feel this feeling of the shoulders want to come in and I kind of you sit like this and just and so you could say, you know what, fuck it. Let's just fucking force it. Let's just do it. We're just gonna fucking do it. But that really doesn't get to the root of your resistance. It can work, but it's not really a long-term solution. You're gonna burn out on that because it takes a lot of you, because you're fighting yourself, essentially. So you're going to reach a limitation where you're just fighting your own, resistance and aversion to do the things that another part of you wants to do. So find where it is in your body that feels hopeless and you can't do something. That grief, that closing in. And take that and gently, very, very gently and tenderly, just kind of open. Your body will want to follow. Just kind of open. And if you don't feel anything opening, just know that this takes practice. And what I can tell you is, start off as small as you think you could possibly handle for kind of letting that fear, letting it kind of relax. Find the smallest amount that you can find, and let it relax. And when you do it, and so if you can't figure this out, continue to set the intention. Just have the intention where like you know it's going to happen, just by imagining it. And just know that it will start being soothed at one point. And it will start to open. And then when it starts to open, you're probably going to feel like it's like pressing on that constriction. And this is why we don't want to force, because if we force it open, you're going to get a rebound effect, and it's going to fucking smash you back real bad. And so gently, and then when you start to feel the tension like pressing from the outside, just sit there and kind of stand tall and stand firm. And let that tension exist while you stand, knowing like what you're doing is what you need to be doing. Kind of like a king going off into battle. Even if he knows he may not come back, his head is high, and his body is open. And just realize that as you see it, as you hold that open, the resistance eventually starts it can't be there anymore. It can't be where it's constricted, so it'll start melting. It'll just start melting away. And you'll realize, like, once where there was that compression and that hurt and that pain and that longing and that yearning, there's layers, so you're not going to do this one time. That's the most understated thing I've ever said in my life. But as you keep doing this, you're going to see results. And they're going to give you experiences that are going to make you want to keep pushing forward. And as you keep pushing forward, well, it's like, well, forward where? Where are we going? Forward into where we're destined to be. We're not destined to be small. We're destined to do things that matter, that feel like they matter, not that you're told matter. And so, yeah, I just wanted to make this to kind of remind you in the future. See if this helps you, or anyone. You can do what you want to do. There is a way to do it where we're not also ignoring and hurting another aspect of ourselves, ignoring that voice of the toddler who doesn't want to go somewhere and like throwing a temper tantrum, and instead of like fucking using all your force to like throw them in the car to go do the thing, why don't you go up to them and be like, be soothing, just take a little bit of extra time, be soothing and listen, and understanding and accept what they're feeling and how they're expressing themselves. That's all they want. That's all they really want, is to be seen. That's all we really want. Well, maybe there's one guy who wants a different thing, I don't know. But there's everyone I meet, every single person I've met who I've talked to, they all want to be seen. And the thing is, we can do that to ourselves. We can let ourselves be seen as much as we put ourselves out there. And so when you're dealing with that kind of contraction of fear, open it. See it. See it. Have compassion for it, like that child. It's going to be a lot easier when the kid wants to come along with you, rather than you having to always fight with them yell and scream, them throw groceries all over the place, and then them fight you all the way to the car. You know, and I feel that's what a lot of people do. They're all fucking forcing themselves to get in the car. Like, kicking and screaming. Every day. And we're so fucking tired. That's why we drink all the caffeine and do all the things that like spike our dopamine. So we can get those little hits of like bursts of energy, because we're so exhausted because we don't realize it. We're spending the whole day fighting that part of ourselves that we think is just trying to sabotage us, but in reality is just trying to get us to listen and hear its needs met. But sometimes when you hurt the kid enough, it can't hurt you. So be nice to your children. I can do what I want to do. And you can too.